So that was a hunter chasing title update 3 on a chocobo in a deep metaphor to represent the longing we all feel inside for its release. Thank you may laugh now.
Hello, my fellow hunters, and welcome today as we talk in an unexpected twist that will shock everyone. Title update 3. And chiefly today, one big question. Well, one big question split into two smaller yet still sizable questions. The first being, when will it actually come out? And the second being, when will we find out when it'll actually come out? Or, I guess, also, when will we find out, just more? Because, of course, we are now in September, which, as Monster Hunter lovingly reminded to us, is the month of Title Update 3 and the Final Fantasy Online special collaboration. The month of Chocobo racing and Omega Planetes fighting, or probably being disintegrated by. Now, we've talked at length about the potential size of this, the amount of monsters. That is something that's going to be very interesting to find out, because based on a Behemoth and the previous Final Fantasy collab, based on a lot of signs, how Omega himself works, and generally all of that lovely logical guesstimation we like to do, there is every good chance that there's going to be a lot more to this. And not to mention all of the stuff that's not strictly to do with the Final Fantasy crossover, like the new alpha hunts, like getting Lagiacrus in the arena, like potentially even more weapon changes, expansion to any given endgame systems, or basically, all of that loveliness that does come with title updates. There is a lot to be excited about, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot more to be excited about as the month goes on. But when will we have it all revealed / confirmed? We know then that the release is, air quotes, late September. Now, last time we had a late month release, it was quite literally on the last day of the month, to the point that it wasn't even the usual day that the updates go out, it was just very specifically, weirdly, the last day of the month. So, is that going to repeat? Is it going to be the 30th Tuesday of September? At least Tuesday is close enough to the right day, as updates do go out on a Tuesday for a lot of time zones, so that wouldn't surprise me, but I've got a little bit more than that to kind of ponder over. See, the ever-faithful source of reveals that is the Tokyo Game Show. A fairly, as I'm sure you know, large game show that has always in the past, or at least pretty often, given us some goodness, Monster Hunter or otherwise. And Capcom, as expected, are going to be there. Now, their four main big headliners are Resident Evil Requiem, which makes a lot of sense, it's looking really, really good, as is Pragmata and Onimusha Way of the Sword, but of course my heart draws towards Monster Hunter Stories 3, where hopefully we get at least the next trailer, maybe some early gameplay. I really cannot wait for it, but in any case, this is a stacked quadsum of titles, is a thing I think I'm allowed to say. In any case, yeah, that's all well and good. But there is more. So, this is the full title lineup. We get a little bit of Monster Hunter now, finally. That's kind of exciting, see what's going on with that. We get a little bit of Street Fighter, as you may imagine. But you'll notice then that Monster Hunter Wilds is going to be at Capcom's Tokyo Game Show. So, that then is interesting, because what are they going to game show us? Ha 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 ha, because this is for, new reveals, tidbits, teasers, things that really make it worth tuning in. It's pointless having a game here if there's nothing happening with it just for the sake of it, So when it comes to Wilds then, what can it be? We're obviously way too early for any kind of expansion. We know we at least have a title update 4, and therefore title update is the spotlight. just going to interrupt my past self here with a little insert. So I made this fun theory talk, all that goodness, a couple days ago, and then today, Monday, just before I released it to you guys, we've had some actual, confirmations of a lot of the things I was positing in this entire talk. So, on one hand, it's nice to know I was on the money. On the other hand, it's kind of rendered a chunk of it redundant, so haha, that's fun. In any case, this is the online event on the 24th that I would have said and will be saying in the rest of the video that I'll leave you with is going to be the Title Update 3 main reveal, all the info, all the details, alongside Stories 3, and basically, everything else that's going to be at Tokyo Game Show for Capcom. However, I now no longer need to really phrase that as a, very solid prediction, because if we have a look at the Japanese version of the Tokyo Game Show lineup, we can actually see in the Wild section, this is translated, of course, you will get to experience a sneak peek of the Final Fantasy collaboration that will be included in the third title update, and I do love included here, because, included means as part of, not the entirety of, so ooh, though, again, translated, and you'll be able to play a demo, which is the Omega Planeteers Hunt at Tokyo Game Show. So we will be getting actual gameplay of it, presumably before it releases. So that's quite exciting and very much, I think, a confirmation of, yes, Title Update 3 is going to be full, big revealed for Tokyo Game Show in the showcase the day before it starts, in the gameplay during it, and then an actual public release either during Tokyo Game Show, maybe, or the week after in the late September, the last Monday and Tuesday of September. That's really, really exciting, and as you can see here, it does say, details of the third title update will be in the online program on the 24th. So, yeah, it's not so much a theory anymore as a hard confirmation news that I'm now reporting to you guys, but hey, these things happen, and it's nice to actually have that confirmed. It's something very tangibly exciting to look forward to. Alongside, as I said, there very much might be Monster Hunter Stories 3 gameplay as well, the first ever that we'll get, so there's going to be a lot of juice to explore, and of course we will be with you through it all, covering it, breaking it down, and having a grand old time. I will now leave you with the rest of the original video so you can see my thought process and other little tidbits that I wanted to talk about, as well as some actual Title Update 3 new details that we've gotten via guild reports that we'll get to, and I hope you enjoy. Just remember this future, past, context, etc. But it can't be Title Update 4, because even if Title Update 3 randomly somehow comes out like next week, despite having no other reveals yet, that would still be too early to immediately take away the spotlight from it and show Title Update 4, because we wouldn't even have had the Arch-Tempered that's presumably coming with it, we wouldn't have had the festival that's presumably coming with it, we wouldn't have had the full run of event quests and new gear from that will be coming with it, and so on and so forth. It just doesn't make sense. So it would be presumably Title Update 3. But look at the dates then for the game show, starting at the 25th and ending at the 28th. That is, well, I think what we can agree, late September. So if we finally are due to get actual meaty details on Title Update 3, the proper everything that's in it trailer, at Tokyo Game Show, then the release of late September being literally late September starts to make a lot more sense. It would mean we find out everything the week before it releases still, which does line up with what they usually do for title updates. It would give Wilds a proper reason to be there. Maybe the Omega's fight actually is playable. He can be hunted at the show on the public floor. That would be a good way to do it. Debut the trailer and all the features in the previous couple days, then let people have a crack at the Title Update 3 monster on the subsequent few, and then release it properly the week after on the final day, the Tuesday, the 30th of the month. That, to me, is a fairly sensible timeline, all things considered, and doesn't really leave room for anything else that I feel like it could be, because what else could Wilds be doing there if if not Title Update 3, and if it's Title Update 3, it has to at least be a meaningful reveal for Title Update 3, or something playable. And if it's something playable or a meaningful reveal, it can't be out before then, because then neither of those things would be exciting because we would already know everything and have already played it all. So in my mind, we're going to get some juicy Title Update 3 stuff from the Tokyo Game Show, and then it will release maybe shortly after, like, oh, tomorrow, you know, that kind of fun, or very literally another late month release, i.e. the last day. Now, none of this excludes getting some more info in the coming weeks before Tokyo Game Show. We've already had a sort of mini reveal of it, which doesn't always happen with title updates, so we could get a few more piecemeal bits of juice on the way, but I do think that is quite a comfortable little timeline I'm willing to paint here. I'd love to know what you guys think then if that ends up being the case. Literally last week of the month, a bit of a Tokyo Game Show reveal, and then a drop shortly afterwards. But I don't want to just leave you there. We have a couple of other interesting tidbits and reveals for Title Update 3. 2 more guild reports specifically. The first, Guild Report 25, showing the new adjustments to equipment loadout. Basically, the link equipment appearance, so we can actually have our fashion, our layered armor, tied to the actual set itself, so we don't have to manually change it if you want to look different depending on the weapon or the build that you're playing. And this is another nice little response to things that we've asked for, and quality of life that we are getting. It's going to be just nicely there on the loadout menu, ready to go, and that'll be very nice to have come at Title Update 3. Cotton, I know, will be very, very chuffed. Then Guild Report 26, another little one, but a much appreciated one. The new item boxes that we can have outside of tents to prevent having to go in them and go through all the menus to restock and stuff will now also get a loadout option, so we can actually check our loadout, our equipment, and appearance, and basically all of that side of things, also without having to literally go into the tent. As much as the tent is fantastic, and I love the detail and vibe in there, just being able to quickly swap over without going fully in and out is really nice to be able to do, and, well, we will be able to do it. So it's always good to see this kind of stuff happen. And just to add to the guild reports, we actually got a new guild report again since I made this, and that's Guild Report 27, just letting us know that a new support hunter Kai will be coming who specializes in hunting horn, and just attack and defense of support hunters will be increased on your high difficulty 8 and 9 star quests, again on top of an already base attack and defense that they're getting, so they actually don't feel like they're working against you by bringing them along, which is really, really nice for everyone that does enjoy your support hunting. And we've had this lovely little chocobo sacred action to look at too, which is always really charming. Obviously nothing crazy, but it's nice to see the excitement slowly be built. I do hope we do get a little bit of something before Tokyo Game Show if that timeline does pan out, but it won't be the end of the world if not. I just cannot wait for Title Update 3. It is going to be an incredibly exciting time. And that's kind of where we're up to then. My prediction of the Title Update 3 timeline for a lot of people that have been asking my thoughts on it, and a couple of bits of new news. We now eagerly await some new morsels to be shared, but I imagine we won't be waiting long. I mean, the end of the month at absolute most, right? So it's not far away at all. Let me know what you guys think, any more predictions you have for Title Update 3, and for now, until we meet again, consider supporting the future of this channel on Patreon down below. Like if you enjoyed it, subscribe and hit the bell for more, and a good bye.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.